So everybody, in this video, I want to talk about how men do some catty things. You know, if you ask me, the amount of catty things men do is tantamount to what the amount that women do. All right, let me give you an example. All right, when I was younger, like maybe maybe around 18, 19 years old. I'm trying to think how old I was around this time. I might have been 19. I might have been like around 19. I had no money. I had no job. I had dropped out of college. I'd gone to college on and off, but at this point, I dropped out. I said I'm trying to find a job. I needed money because things were really bad in my house. You know, I couldn't live with my parents anymore. I said I need a job to like get out of there, man. You know, and I had no money to my name. It was so bad that I'll be scrounging, man. I was totally scrounging. A friend of mine, you know, he's been working since he was 14 years old. He's sort of, he's the kind of guy, he blew off school. So he's been, to work. He's had jobs since he was 14 and 15. So his resume is like, he has a very long resume, okay? Just because of the fact that, yeah, he got a GED, but it's fine. I'm not judging anybody, but I'm just saying I had no work experience. So it was hard to find a job with no work experience, you know what I mean? It's like you need experience to get the job, and you need, of course, the job to get experience. It's one of those it's colloquially referred to as a catch-22, you know. And basically, bottom line is that, this one day he calls me out, right? He calls me. I was really depressed. I didn't want to do anything at this point, you know. He calls me up and says, "Hey man, let's go, man. Let's get some weed, man. Let's go watch a movie." I'm like, bro, I have $10.75 left to my name. I really can't do it, man. I have no money, man. I can't do it. Because my mom and dad would give me money when I was in school, but when I dropped out, they were like, hey, I can't give you money all the time, which is understandable, But I was like, dude, I have like $10 to my name. I can't do it, bro. So he says, I'll treat you. I'll pay for everything, man. I'll pay for everything. Just come out. I'm like, really? You'll pay for everything? You sure? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. I go out. We hang out. I think he took me to a movie, and later on that day, he's done things like this before. There was one time he invited me to a movie that I guess we went to go to that at the time. This was like 2000, and I think maybe like late 2002, early 2003. They had these booths that you go to get the ticket from. Like, you don't go to the actual teller or anything. You just go to the booth. He went to go put money in or something like that, and he was like, "Now you can't throw in any money for this at all." I'm like, Mike, I made it patently clear to you that I couldn't. You know what I mean? I have $10 left to my name. Like, I need that money to get on. I need that money to get on the bus. I have even less now to get on the bus to come down there. The bus and the train. I'm from Yonkers. I'm hanging out in the city. Come on, man. And so I should have known something was gonna happen. All right. So at the end of the day, I guess he took me to a movie, whatever. I went, and albeit begrudgingly, and we went to this little hole. I'm trying to remember which diner we went to. Some hole in the wall diner, like by Broadway or Riverdale. I'm trying to remember even where it was. I don't even recall, But we go in there, and he says, "Hey man, get an appetizer. You want to get an appetizer?" I'm like, I can't swing it, man. I got like $10 to my name. I said, I need this money to get home, buddy. You know what I mean? I'm like, listen, I'm just gonna order bacon and egg on a roll and water, and that's it, and I'm good. Like $3.75. I'm good. I feed myself, and I get to go home. I'm good. That's it. He's like, no, come on, man. Order an appetizer, bro. Order an appetizer. I'm like, okay. He orders an appetizer. He tells me to pick off it, and I do just to sort of appease him, and just sort of to like placate to him. I just do it just to get him to leave me alone, stop breaking my balls about it, So later on, we get our meals. He orders some, I don't know what he got, some steak and eggs, something was really filling. It looked great, I get my bacon egg on a roll. All right. We get done with our meal, and the check comes, and it comes out to like maybe I'm trying to think, 20 something, 30 something dollars. I'm trying to think of where it was. Somewhere between like $20 and $30. You know what I mean? Something like that, right? I'm like, man, he's like, so Brad, come on. See, Brad, why don't we throw in half? Are you throwing that 10 you got? I'm like, but then I won't have money to get home. Like, you know, I kind of like made all this patently clear. Like you kind of like had to fight with me to get me to come out today. You know what I mean? I if I throw in that, why would I possibly throw in half? Like, why would I possibly do that anyway? You know, like why would I go half with you when you had so much more food than me? I would a $4 bacon and egg on a roll. So he starts going into this little diatribe about, damn man, you need to get a job, dude. You need a job, dude. Like, man, you can't cover things like this, man. You need a job. I'm like, but why would I even cover your meal? Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. You know, like, I could understand maybe if I were treating you or something, and one day I'll have money and I will, but you know, at the time, but that was just him showing me, hey, I'm the big dog, and you know, I'm the big dog and you're the little dog, and that's how it is. You know, rough. That's how it is, man. You know, and of course, you know, a couple months later, you know, when I got my job and started making more than him, it got to be a little, you know, little. It's so funny to me, man. Like, you know, I mean, he had all the shirts right. Like, it got to be like, you know, a little competition for style. I mean, of course, like, you know, the guy's covered in tattoos, so everybody is like, you know, going gaga over him. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, you know, just sweating him like a celebrity. Oh, bro, it's hard, dude, it's hard. And we laugh at him half the time. You know, the part of me, like 99% of the time. You know what I mean? I think one or two of the people who came up to him might have been cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, it might have been all right. You know what I mean? Might have been somebody who wasn't a complete jack off. You know what I mean? But it's just, you know, what can I say, man? It's just, like I said, it's just like just one guy showing another guy who's the top dog, and you know, and it's just. But then I remember I had my job. I paid for his apartment. He got kicked out of his apartment. You know, we were having so much fun in there. You know, and I remember I stayed with him for a little while. I stayed with him there in that apartment for a little while, right? We got a second apartment. I paid to have him moved. I paid first and last month's deposit. Now, he threw in some too, but I mean, I threw in like maybe I threw in my whole check. I threw like $400 something. You know what I mean? Bought him food. Bought him. I mean, oh man, I threw out everything I had. I gave him the cash I had on my wallet. I gave him my whole check, which is like $400 something. You know, I gave him. Yeah, I set him up very nicely. I paid to have him moved. Like, I set him up very nicely in a new apartment months later. You know, and what happened? And what happened after that? He calls me up a few days after to tell me, oh man, you know, tells me that I'm irresponsible and I need independence in my life, and you know, he lives on his own, and like, you know, I said, man, like, I just paid for you to move. I got that apartment. That's my apartment you're in right now, man. Like, you have the nerve, like the audacity to call me up and denigrate me for living at my parents' house when I just paid all that money for you so you could move? Are you for real? Like, I could not believe he was doing this. You know what I mean? He's like, oh man, you know, I'm not responsible, and you know, it's all about being responsible in life. You know what I mean? I needed my independence, and that's the reason why. Like, wow, I could not believe it was the same guy. The guy who was so humble and so ingratiating we're talking a week before. Like, you know, it just completely morphed into this person, you know? So then it comes time for him to start paying me back. He's like, dude, I'm gonna light up and I'm gonna pay you back with weed. I'm like, dude, I happen to come from an area where you could probably get haircuts and you could probably use weed as currency, okay? You probably could. Okay? But it's just the point that I'm trying to make is that it's like guys do very catty things, man, real nasty things, man. You know, they really, really do, man. And it's puerile. It's just, you know, there's no point to it. You know what I mean? But like I said, that person might very well be watching now, and if you are, I want to let you know, man, you hurt me with some of those things, man. You really did. And I'm talking about it like 15 odd years later. Yeah, who cares? You know, yeah. But I gotta let you know, that stays with me, man. You know, like, it seems like every time I call him, then you call him out on it. It's like, oh, that was back then. Well, at what point does it run out? You know what I mean? At what point? You know.